Hi there. It's August 7th and time for Proverbs 7. Let's jump over there. Today's a single subject, okay? Warnings against the adulteress. Okay? Or the player, they call it today, okay? Because I imagine men do this too, sometimes more than women, so. But back then, the women vastly outnumber the men because a couple would keep having children until they had a boy, then they would stop. Okay, they wanted a son to carry on the name. And sometimes they would have 2 and 3 and 4 girls before they finally got a boy. So there were a lot of women out there forced into things. But this is about an adulteress, a married woman with a home, right, and money, and no reason to do what she's doing. So, and like in the beginning of all, the first 8 or 9 chapters, he begins by pleading you to listen to him, okay? My son, keep my words and treasure up my commandments within you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers and write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend, to keep you from the forbidden woman, from the adulteress, right? Foreign woman, strange, with her smooth words, okay? Now this whole 6 through 23 is a parable, a story, a teaching story that he's telling, right? And it begins this way. For at the window of my house I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple, I have perceived among the youths a young man lacking sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight, in the evening, at the time of night and darkness. And behold, the woman meets him, dressed as a prostitute and wily of heart, okay? Dressed as a prostitute, okay? Or garments, it says, right? Hidden heart. Now in the day, just like today, okay, prostitutes dressed a certain way. They did their hair a certain way. So you could go down the street and you could look and point out who the prostitutes were, okay? Just like today, you can drive through any big city and you can look on the street corners. You know exactly who the prostitutes are by the way they dress, by the way they act, okay? Right? And she is a married woman. She's not a prostitute, which makes it worse, okay? She's loud and wayward. She does not stay at home. See, now in the street, now in the market, and at every corner she lies in wait, right? Just like today. She seizes him and kisses him, and with a bold face she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. Okay? Now let's make that one a different color, okay? Now, which means she was a Jewish woman, okay? And saying she made offerings, okay? Because that in peace offerings, a portion returned to them that offered she showeth them she had meat at home to make good cheer with, or else she would use some cloak of holiness till she had gotten him in her snares. Right? Good notes over here, right? Paid her vows, which declareth that harlots outwardly will seem holy and religious, both because they may the better deceive others, and also thinking by observing ceremonies and offerings to make satisfaction for their sins, right? She thinks she's clean. She's made offerings. She sacrifices. I'm clean and blessed and holy. My sins are all covered, right? And by saying telling him she had to make sacrifices today, she's saying, I have meat at home that we have to eat, okay? They returned a portion of the meat home. You had to eat it that day, okay? You could not wait till the next day. So, tempting him, right? So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, colored linens from Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. And the warning, for my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. At full moon he will come home. Okay? So she's telling him, I'm a married woman. My husband is gone. Right? At that moment, he should have fled. Okay? Because they all knew then, right, the price of being caught with another man's wife. Okay? Or you could turn it around, was another woman's husband. Right? Said in the last chapter. Was it in the last chapter? Right. Calamity will come upon you suddenly and in a moment be beyond healing. Right. So, we know. Okay? He knows now. Right? But he's simple and a fool, Solomon says, this person. He took a bag of money with him, and at full moon he will come home. Right? First of the month. With much seductive speech she persuades him. With her smooth talk she compels him. All at once he follows her. As an ox goes to slaughter, or a stag is caught fast, till an arrow pierces his liver. As a bird rushes into a snare, he does not know that it will cost him his life. Right? Once you do that, your life will never be the same. Right? You now have a mark on you that everybody knows about. And it is your ruin, right? Okay, another warning. That's the end of the parable, right? And now, O sons, listen to me and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths. For many a victim she has laid low, and all her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is the way to Sheol, or hell, going down to the chambers of death. So, there you go. All right. One subject. Is it a problem today? Of course. Drive through any big city and you'll see it. Okay, it's easy to spot. So there you have it. That's Proverbs 7. All right, beginning of warnings. There's another chapter or two of warnings and stuff before we get to the actual Proverbs. So, and this is our last time through. Time 24, right? 2 years, right? This marks the exact 2-year mark, right? So stay tuned later today. We're in Romans chapter 9, I think, right? And Paul's letter to the Romans, which could very be Paul's letter to the Americas, right? The governments were very similar, right? And we're going down the same path. So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it, and we'll continue this tomorrow. See you then.